All right, y'all. So I'm gonna be a little selfish with Kinstretch this week as I just started doing jujitsu and the body's a bit sore. So we're gonna do full body recovery today. So see, we're gonna do some neck, some spine, shoulder rotation both ways, and hip internal external rotation. So it's gonna be pretty chill in terms of um, intensity, but it should feel pretty good after um, we get done. So appreciate y'all, and we'll get that spine slash core work in next week. All right, so we're gonna start with just a little head nod down. I guess I didn't say this. All you'll need today, and then we're gonna go up. It's just a couple of blocks, optional. And then once more, down and up. Okay, now stay in that extension. Drop your ear towards your back pocket, rotate, and then ear towards that other back pocket. One more each. Back the other way. So you're breathing into that tension. Okay, now drag the shoulder or drag the chin down towards the shoulder. Breathe right there. Now let's scrape it across the other way. So we're in flexion now. Driving that chin towards the other shoulder, feeling that flexion and rotation. One more each. Then we're going to do a couple full neck cars. Good. Last one. And now let's go right into full car. So up, drop the ear towards the back pocket. Extension, ear towards the other back pocket. Back down. Once more that way. Drag the chin, drop the ear. Slowly look up to the sky. Ear towards that other back pocket. All the way down to the starting position. And let's take it back. Drop the ear. Rotate ear toward the other back pocket. Once more. And perfect. Okay, let's get a little spine work in. So we're going to start straight spinal segmentation first, just regular. So all fours. Let's start at the lumbar. Just going to take our time. Extension. Head comes up last. Start back at the lumbar. Doing your best to move one vertebra at a time. Big exhale, push everything away. Two more, start back at the lumbar. Slowly moving into extension. Head comes up last. Start back at the lumbar. Big exhale, good flexion. One more here. Just doing your best to move one vertebra at a time. And back at the lumbar. Last one here. Big exhale. Push everything away. Okay, so let's do some lumbar specific. We're just going to lumbar blocked thoracic rotation. So sit those heels back as much as you can. And then we're going to start at the mid back, extend hands, think like the hands and knees are moving close to each other. Exhale. Drop the head. Big flexion of the upper back. Two more. Start back at the mid back. Extend best you can. Big exhale. Pull everything together. Drop the head, start to flex, push everything away. Last one. And drop. And nice. Okay, so now we're going to do some lumbar, but we're going to go on our back because we're going to add a bridge to this, okay? Same, we'll just do 3 here. So we're going to go anterior tilt of the pelvis. So think the belt buckle is pointing down, away from your chest, down towards the ground. And the posterior tilt, you're going to pull the belt buckle up towards your chest. So now you should have minimal space between the low back and the ground. Let's keep that posterior tilt, bridge up as much as we can, drive into the toes and heels. And now starting at the mid back, slowly try to segment 1 vertebrae at a time, keeping that posterior tilt all the way back down to the ground. And now anterior tilt, extension of the low back, so now you should have some good space in between there. Posterior tilt, pull the belt buckle up towards the chest. Keep that, bridge up as much as you can. Keep that posterior tilt. Slowly start to bring just the mid back down. Lower. Lumbar touches all the way back. Once more. Anterior tilt, so extension of the lumbar, space here. And let's flex. Posterior tilt. Keep that tension, toes and heels, bridge. And then start at the mid back, 1 vertebra at a time, touching the ground, low, lumbar, and relax. Perfect. Okay, so spine done. So now we're going to do our shoulder car and hip cars before getting into that. Okay, so we're going to do these side lines. So let's start with shoulders first. So if you have that block, just use it as a pillow. So we're going to start just with this top hand. I'm going to go through 2 cars here in the shoulders. Just take your time. Rotate, rotate. Straight back. Slowly rotate. All the way back. 1 more like that. Rotate, rotate. Now straight back. Slowly rotate. All the way back to your starting position. Okay, now let's straighten out that bottom leg. Bottom hand pulling, top hand punching. I'm going to move through 3 hip cars here. So let's slowly start to bring that whole leg up. Breathe through those sticky points all the way back. Rotate. Just move it nice and smooth. And then straight back. Breathe. Bring that knee back toward the chest. Foot's coming back toward the front. And relax. 2 more. Breathe, rotate. The knee's going to drop. And straight back, up. Slowly pull that knee back through. Once more. Hips are definitely my favorite car. Be a little bit of intense, especially the first ones in the morning, but man, when you get done, Feels really, really good. You wake up a little stiff or sleep in awkward positions. Perfect. Okay, let's switch sides. And then you'll see from here, we're going to start right on our sleeper stretch. Okay, so sideline shoulder cars first. All right. Make sure y'all can hear me okay. All right, so let's start to draw that arm in, up, rotate, and then straight back. Slowly take your time here, all the way back to that starting position. One more like that. Rotate, rotate, and straight back. Slow, rotate, rotate, all the way. Okay, hip cars. So bottom hand pulling, top hand punching. Straighten out that bottom leg, squeeze that ball, and we'll slowly start to come up. Max hip flexion. Whole leg's gonna go back towards the wall behind you. And let's start the internal rotation. Knee's gonna drop. Slowly rotate towards the wall behind you. Little extension. Start to bring that knee up. External rotation, so the foot starts to come back to the front as you pull the knee back up toward the chest, all the way to your starting position. Two more here. Good tension to the core. Thinking 1 mile an hour here. Breathe. Rotate. Don't lose that tension through the core. So it's all hip here. Nothing bleeding to that low back. Slowly rotate back to that starting position. One more here. Rotate, let that knee drop. See, my hips are a little tender today from that jiu-jitsu. Just giving myself a little grace, not trying to force it. So I appreciate y'all. Perfect. Okay, so we're set up nice and smooth here. We're gonna start in our sleeper stretch. So you see, we're just gonna go everything 2 sets, pails, and rails today, low and long. All right, so keep that knee and shoulder glued. Let's find our max in range. So you should feel that stretch in the front of your shoulder. And let's start a light pails contraction. So big breath in. Slowly start to rotate up that bottom hand up into your top hand at 20% max effort, and just breathe and hold that. So nice tension here. Driving up into the hand. Let's double it to 40. Good. Breathe, hold that tension. Nice and light. You're feeling froggy, a little bit harder. 10 more seconds, 50% max effort. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax, switch rails, 2, 1. So nice and light. Try to drive that bottom hand away from the top. If you need a little feedback, try to pull the hand up. Don't let yourself. And just keep that light rails contraction. Just going to hold this one for about 20 seconds. Let's breathe. Last 10. Keep driving. Keep that tension nice and light. Feel that shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, see if you can rotate down just a little bit more into your in range. And we got one more here. So again, let's start with that light pulse. Inhale, brace up. Shoulder and elbow heavy. 20% max effort pales, driving straight up into your top hand. Just breathe, feel those light contractions through the shoulder. Double it up, 40. Yeah, again, feel that tension, nice and intentional into that shoulder girdle. Should be light but uncomfortable. Okay, a little bit harder, 50, maybe a little harder, 60, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax, switch rails, 2, 1. Try to rotate straight down off the hand. Feedback if you need to, hold. 10 seconds, keep breathing, keep that tension. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, so we're going to do some eccentrics here. Okay, so give yourself some tension in the top hand, let the bottom hand win. Think about 20% or 30% tension in the bottom hand, 20% in the top, 25% in the top. Okay, so drive the elbow, and we're slowly keeping that same tension as we rotate up to 90 degrees. Relax, back down to the in range. Get the tension. Keep that same. You're letting the bottom hand win, so it's at 30% as the top hand's at 50 or 25. 2 more like that. Relax. Rotate, rotate. Good. Last one. And perfect. Okay, so we're going to go right to some shoulder axials and abduction. So same shoulder, keep it up as much as you can. And let's go internal rotation, external. 2 more each. Try to get a little bit more range of motion with every rep. Rotate, rotate. All the way back out. Last one, rotate in. And external all the way out. And relax. Okay, internal rotation done on that side. Let's switch. Just make sure this is good. Okay, perfect. All right, let's switch that thing up. We're just going to flip sides, match the other side for internal rotation. Okay, so elbow slightly under the shoulder. Rotate down towards your midline until you get that stretch in the front shoulder, keeping that elbow and back of your shoulder glued to the ground. And big breath in. We're going to start a light pales. 20% rotate up into your top hand. Yep, so just breathe, hold that tension. Double how hard you're pushing. 40. Breathe, feel that contraction through that shoulder. Let's see if we can get a little bit harder. 50, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Rails. 2, 1. I'll try to rotate off of that top hand. Hold. Remember, if you need some feedback, try to pull up from the top hand, but don't let yourself with the bottom. Just breathe, hold that contraction, feel the shoulder. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. See if you can sink down just a little bit more into your in range. We'll take a couple recovery breaths. Bring on one more just like that. Okay, here we go. Big breath in. Elbow and shoulder tight. And 20% drive that bottom hand up into the top and hold that tension. Okay, double it up, 40. Just keep breathing, keep driving a little bit harder, 50. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Rails, 2, 1. I'll try to rotate that fist off, driving that elbow, shoulder nice and tight. Hold that contraction. Give yourself some feedback if you need to. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, right into these eccentrics. So give yourself 25% tension in the top hand, 30% in the bottom. Keep that the whole time, and let's slowly rotate up to 90 degrees, leading with that elbow and back of your shoulder. Relax back down to your in range. 3 more. Rotate, rotate. Relax. 2 more. Good tension. Relax. Last one. And nice. Okay, sit these axials. So nice and tight, punch forward. Get that fist up as high as you can. And let's rotate in as much as you can. Internal rotation. And then external as much as you can. 2 more each. Rotate, rotate. And external. Keep that length through the elbow so you really feel in the shoulder here. 1 more each. Biggest one. And then external. And nice. Okay. So internal rotation done. Just gonna do a little bit of external rotation. I'm actually set it up like this so you guys can see the front. So I have my blocks. I'm gonna put my fist up on them. Okay, I'm gonna leave this right here so you can hear me a little bit better. Yeah, I'll try to keep this up just a little bit. You can rest your forehead though, okay? So 90-degree joint angle of your elbows. Think like a field goal post with your elbows and fist. Now you don't actually have to be in your in range here. I think I'm good though. So that would mean like if I was to ask you to lift your fist up, you couldn't. Okay, it's fine if you're just on the ground. That's where we're gonna do our lift off today anyway. So we're gonna go 2 sets, spells, and rows. You see, this is gonna be true for everything that we do today. And then we're gonna do just some lift offs, swimmers, and then we're gonna switch to hits. Okay. All right. So here we go. Big breath in. 20% max effort. Drive those fists down into the ground and just breathe and hold that tension. Just feel the shoulders, maybe the lats, scaps a little bit. Try to keep it out of the neck. Double it up. 40. The elbows are also driving into the ground. The fists are super duper heavy into the blocks or the ground, whatever you're using. Breathe, keep that tension. A little bit harder, 50. Hold, keep driving. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Switch rails. 3, 2. Now you're thinking like the elbows are heavy, fists light. So you should really feel the back of your shoulders now. Try not to flex your fist like this. Okay, you want to really come in just from the shoulders. It should be really sticky on the back side of the shoulders here. So, like to cue, keep the elbows very heavy. Just keep breathing, keep that tension for 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Couple recovery breaths, and we're going to go one more here. Okay, here we go. Big breath in. Elbows, fist. 20% max effort straight down into the blocks. Breathe. Hold that tension. Double how hard you're pushing. 40. So breathe, hold that. Feel the shoulders. Again, try to keep it out the neck best you can. If you feel okay, try a little bit harder. Just enough to feel front of those shoulders talking to you. Maybe throwing a couple dams in there. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly relax. Rails, 2, 1. Elbows heavy, fists light. Don't flex the wrist. So this is super duper light. Again, you want to keep it out of the neck. Really, really intentional in the back of the shoulders. Breathe. 10 more seconds. Keep rotating. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, so we're all going to lift from the floor here. Just going to go 3 lifts. I do got to put my forehead down for this, so hopefully you can hear me right here. So now it's going to go up as much as you can. We're going to hold each for 10 seconds, okay? So good tension. Think like you're punching forward. Rotate. You're active. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. It's just fine if they're not actually lifting, okay? Just try to. 2 more. Rotate. Lift. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. Last one. Rotate, lift. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. Okay, 2 swimmers here, and then we're gonna go to switch to the hips. Okay. So think length. Drive the feet in the ground. We're going up. Rotate, rotate. Straight to extension. Breathe, rotate, rotate. It's just fine if your hands have to touch the ground here. One more like that. Get tension, length, rotate, rotate, all the way back. And then good extension. Rotate, rotate, all the way. Okay. Spine, upper body. Now we're just going to get in these hips. So you already know my favorite position, 90-90. So we're going to work internal, external rotation, and we're going to do a 90-90 hip switch to get to the next side. Okay? Okay. So I'm not going to be doing super duper active work in terms of lift offs. We're going to do some eccentrics, and then we will do some rear knee lift offs. Okay, so if you typically sit on a block, you may not need it today just to make it a bit smoother, but I'm going to do it both in this position. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're starting with the back leg. So front leg can just be chilling. Okay, back leg, you want as close to 90 degrees as you can get it, like this. And we're going to start with that light pails here. So in order to find your stretch, lean back. The more you rotate here, the more you just want to get to a spot where you can't lift your foot off the ground. Okay? So big breath in, light pails, knee and ankle, the back leg slightly rotating into the ground, 20% max effort. Just breathe, hold that tension, knee and ankle heavy. Double how hard you're pushing right now, 40. Think like length and almost like you're pulling the ground towards your midline. Let's breathe. Keep driving. See if you can go a little bit harder. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, rails, 2, 1. Now I'm barely trying to rotate my foot off the ground, using that, like almost like I'm rotating that quad down towards the ground. If you have trouble feeling it, give yourself some feedback on the back foot, and that should really help you feel that stickiness on the outside of the hip. And just breathe, keep that rails contraction. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, a couple recovery breaths here. And then one more. So big breath in. Brace up. Knee and ankle heavy. 20% max effort of the back leg. Just breathe. Hold that. Double it up. 40. Feel that good tension to that groin glute. A little bit harder if you feel okay. 50. 10 more seconds. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Rails. 2, 1. Slow. Barely try to rotate that back foot off the ground. Hold. Again, if you need, give yourself a little feedback by driving down into that back ankle. Should help fill it because you don't want to flex the lower leg. You're trying to rotate the hip off the ground. So just keep that tension. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay. So now we're going to go into some eccentrics. So you see I'm going to hinge forward a bit. We're going to go 4 here. I'm going to drive that knee and ankle down into the ground. Pails. hold that tension. Slowly pull yourself back up, driving that knee and ankle down the whole time, all the way back up to the top. Relax. 3 more. Hinge, knee and ankle heavy, about 30 or so % max effort pails. Hold the tension. Slowly pull yourself back up. Just moving nice and intentionally here, feeling that tissue changing as we're moving back up to our in range. Relax. 2 more. Hinge. Initiate that pails. Knee and ankle nice and heavy. Slowly keep that tension and pull your upper body back up to the top. Relax. Last one here. Hinge. Knee and ankle. Rotate into the ground. About 30% max effort. Hold that. Slowly pull yourself back up. Perfect. Okay, now you can chill on that back leg. Pull it in. Now we're going front leg, 90. To find your in range. Hinge forward until you feel a stretch in the outside of that glute. Okay, now we're going to do pails here. Nice and light. So pails, knee and ankle heavy. Rails, trying to scoop that foot up. Okay, so here we go. Big breath in. Brace up. Drive that knee and ankle to the front leg. 20% max effort. Breathe and hold that tension. It's like you're trying to push the ground away, so you should really feel that glute as well. Double how hard you're pushing right now. 40. Glute should be nice and fired up now. Ankle really heavy into the ground, but still keeping that knee glued. A little bit harder, 50. Breathe and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Rails. 2, 1. Now barely try to scoop that foot up into that hand. Really feel those inner thigh muscles nice and fired up. Breathe and drive. Less is more here. Try not to strain your low back. Trying to pull up into that hand. Just keep that tension. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, see if you can hinge a little bit deeper here. We got one more. Okay, so here we go. Big breath in. Brace the core. Start to get that front knee and ankle nice and heavy. 20% max effort. Just breathe. Feel that glute nice and fired up. Back leg should also be driving slightly. Double that tension. 40. 'A little bit harder here. 50. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Rails. 2, 1. Try to scoop that foot up into the hand and hold nice and light. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Whew. Okay, eccentrics. So hinge as much as you can forward. Initiate that pails contraction, knee and ankle heavy. Keep that and slowly pull your upper body back up to the top. Feel that glute in the front leg. Relax. Okay, here we go. Tension, drive that knee and ankle, 30-40% max effort. Keep that. Slowly pull yourself back up. It's funny that these look the same, but it's just where the intention is. That's what's making it different. 2 more. Hinge, knee and ankle heavy. Drive. Slowly pull yourself back up. Good. Last one. Good tension. Drive yourself all the way back up. Okay, so now we're going to do kinetic stretch for 90-90. Okay? So I will say, if you need more difficulty, feel free to keep your hands off the ground while we're doing this. But to make it to make it very intentional, I would say just still keep your hands on the ground, even if you have the capability, just so you can really feel the hips working. Okay, so further back you are lean, the easier it's going to be. Okay, further up, the harder it's going to be. Feel free to change while we're doing this. You'll see that I probably will. Okay, so we're starting with the back leg. Okay, we're driving the front leg. We're trying to keep the length of these as much as we can. What I mean by that is like trying to disassociate the hips as much as you can. Okay, so you're going to start to drive that back leg up as much as you can. Max out your range of motion. Once you can't go anymore, start to bring this knee with you, okay? But still try to keep this as far away apart as possible. So your goal is for your heels to ideally be in the same place, but it's fine if they slide a little bit. So you're driving this leg, trying to keep that chest big, trying to keep the length of the hips. Rotate, rotate, keep leading with that outside leg. Rotate, rotate until you get to 90-90 the other way. Okay, now we're going to take it back. Drive this knee. Rotate. Max that out. Keep that distance. Rotate, rotate. Take your time. Breathe through those sticky areas. As much length through those hips as possible. Let me switch my hand. All the way back to 90 this way. Okay, now last one here, and then we're going to start right into our other side, okay? So external rotation lift, max it out, max it out. Feel the length through the groin. Once you can't anymore, start to bring the other leg, but keep the distance. Breathe. Length, length, length. Keep leading with that outside hip all the way back to that other side. Okay. So now you see we're smooth in 90-90. Front leg can be chilling right on the back. So we're nice and upright, best we can. Find that stretch here. And let's start that light pails. So big breath in. Knee and ankle on the back leg. 20% max effort straight down into the ground. Okay, so just breathe, hold that tension. Double how hard you're pushing right now. 40. Remember the ankle's heavy, but that knee, try to keep that knee heavy as well. So you should feel the groin nice and contracted. A little bit harder here, maybe 50% max effort. Breathe and hold. Remember you're thinking length and pulling that ground towards you. So that whole hip is nice and fired up. Slowly relax. Rails, 2, 1. Now try to barely rotate that foot off the ground. Give yourself some feedback in that top hand. If you need to, breathe and drive. It's like you're thinking lengthen up so the outside of the hip is nice and fired up. Just hold that, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, a couple recovery breaths here. So you can sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. And we got one more. So here we go. Big breath in. Knee and ankle of the back leg, nice and heavy, 20% max effort. Hold that nice light tension. Okay, let's double it up. 40. Knee and ankle nice and heavy. Think like you're pulling the ground towards you. Feel that glute, groin. See if we can go a little bit deeper, a little harder. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Rails. 2, 1. Rotate right up into that hand. Thinking heavy on the knee, light on the foot, but don't flex the bottom leg, so it's all coming from that deep hip joint. Breathe. 10 more seconds here on this rails. Less is more. You don't want it in your low back. All hip. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, let's get these eccentrics in. So we're going to hinge forward. Initiate that pails, about 30% max effort on that back leg, knee and ankle heavy. Feel that. Hold that contraction. And then slowly pull yourself back up to the top. Keeping that knee and ankle heavy, so the groin, glute should be shaking the whole time here. All the way up. Relax. Hinge forward. 3 more like that. Initiate that pails, knee and ankle driving into the ground. Think like you're pulling the ground towards your midline. Hold the tension. Slowly pull your upper body back up to the top. Nice and slow. You want to fill every inch of that tissue, every centimeter, honestly, changing. So don't rush through these. Relax when you get to the top. 2 more. Pails, knee and ankle, nice and heavy. Keep that tension. Slowly pull yourself back up to the top. Perfect. Relax. Last one here. Good tension. Knee and ankle heavy. Hold that. Slowly pull yourself back up. Don't rush it. And nice. Relax. Okay. Home stretch, y'all. So right here, you can bend that back leg. Now we're going to move to the front leg. So let's hinge forward till we get that nice stretch in the outside of the glutes. Okay, once you get it, we're going to start our light pails. So big breath in. Front knee and ankle, nice and heavy. Think like you're slightly pushing the ground away from you. 20% max effort. Breathe, feel that glute nice and fired up. Double it up, 40. Okay, a little bit harder, 50. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Let's go right to rails. 2, 1. Try to scoop that foot up into your hand. Hold. So really try to feel that inner thigh nice and fired up. Breathe. Hold that tension. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, see if we can sink a little bit deeper here. Just a couple recovery breaths. We got one more, then we'll get into our eccentrics. Okay, here we go. Big breath in. Brace up. Front knee and ankle nice and heavy. 20% max effort. Down, pushing the ground away from you. Nice and light. Feel that contraction. Let's double how hard we're pushing. 40. A little bit harder here. 50. Keep holding for 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Rails. 2, 1. Barely try to scoop that foot up into the hand. Hold. Good. 10 seconds. Keep scooping. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, so stay in that hinge. I'm going eccentrics here. So drive that knee and ankle of the front leg. Pails, about 30% max effort. Hold the tension and slowly bring your upper body back up to the top and relax. 3 more like that. Hinge. Knee and ankle heavy. Push the ground away from you. Hold that. Slowly drive yourself up to the top. Feel that glute nice and fired up here. Relax. Hinge. 2 more. Knee and ankle heavy, about 20-30% max effort. Hold that. Slowly pulling your upper body back up to the top. Okay, last one. Here we go. Knee and ankle. Drive. Slowly pull yourself back up to the top. Nice. Okay, let's get back into our 90-90 here on both legs. Got 3 kinetic stretch. Hopefully this one feels a little bit better. So let's start to drive that rear leg as much as you can. Remember, if you need to lean a little bit more, feel free. Once you max it out, start to bring the other leg. Breathe, leading with rotation here. Trying to keep that chest nice and big. Taking your time. Length, length. Till you get back, to that starting position. Or I guess on the other side. Okay, 2 more. Lengthen out. Reach, reach. Max out that external rotation. Then start to bring that other leg with you. Breathe. Heels are nice and heavy and glued into the ground. Just taking your time here. Trying to keep as much distance in those hips as you can. So I'm sure you've seen like those 90-90 videos on social media where they're just going back and forth. I mean, it's decent, but it's not actually training your hips for rotation. Okay? So last one. Got to move real slow, especially when we're talking about rotation. Okay, so reach, because those are slow twitch by nature. Rotate, rotate, hence why everything we do is very slow and intentional. Start to bring the other leg with you once you max it out. Breathe. Keep leading with that outside leg here. This is the last one. All the way back to that starting position. Whew, nice. Okay, let's end with a couple hip cars. We'll just go 2 on each. Grab that block. So bottom hand pulling, top hand punching. Just take your time here. Squeeze that ball. Slowly bring that knee up. All the way back. Nice. Rotate. Breathe. And straight back up. Knee starts to rotate back toward the chest. Foot comes forward. All the way back. One more. Breathe, rotate. Take your time here. One of my favorite sayings ever, and it can be used in multiple situations, but slow is smooth, smooth is fast. But definitely when we come to this joint work, we don't really want to go slow. But that's the only way that we can actually target the joint. Okay, last 2. Then we're out this thing. Okay, bottom hand pulling, top hand punching. And squeeze that ball. Let's slowly start to bring that up. Flexion. Whole leg goes back towards the wall. That knee drop as we internally rotate. Straight back up. Start to rotate. That knee back toward the chest. Foot comes toward the front. All the way back to that starting position. Once more. Breathe. Really feel that hip joint. Breathing through those sticky areas. Length. Rotate. Rotate. Straight back up. Slowly rotate all the way back through. And nice, y'all. That's a wrap. Little recovery. Hope y'all feel good. Appreciate y'all.